Well, I guess I could put this off no longer. What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Gooner Eagle Eye coming to you again with a review of the Arsenal game, or in this case, the Man City versus Arsenal game. Before I have my whinge and my moan and my 2 cents and put that into it, let me have this opportunity to thank Mems very, very much for having me on Arsenal Fan TV. I made my Arsenal Fan TV debut, having quite the debate with regards to the match. Yeah, that was pretty unexpected. Wasn't something I particularly enjoyed. Wasn't something that was any fun in terms of the actual match. But at least having the opportunity to have a whinge with some fellow moaners heard of before. So Colin, who is infamous for his whining and his moaning. Lee, who is someone I've also talked about on here a few times for his infamous criticism of Ozil. And it seems like finally people are on board, Lee. You've got people on board now. And obviously Mems himself. But yeah, it was a good show, albeit not talking about a particularly good subject, and that is Arsenal losing. And not only Arsenal losing, Arsenal capitulating, Arsenal falling apart, same old Arsenal, same old shit. All of these are titles I considered adding for this very show. So you guys know I normally like to do my titles for the show. Usually a descriptive title that kind of goes towards describing how I feel on a particularly given occasion. And man, oh man, this just was not good. However you look at it, this was not good. So I suppose I better go into this. So first things first, Arsenal played. I don't really know how to describe it because a lot of it I vented yesterday during the course of the program. But it was, put it this way, it was not a fun game to watch. I've heard people describe the first half being a particularly good first half. It wasn't. And it just felt like such a disjointed, timid, I think is the word to use, performance. I've not seen us look that scared in a long time. In a long time. As bad as Everton played, as bad as we played against Everton. Sorry, I'm not in my flow yet. Let me get started. Let me turn on the engine and get started. As bad as we played against Everton, this was worse. I don't care what anyone tells me. This was worse. We had a good 15-minute spell, in my opinion, in the first half, which happened to result in a goal. Brilliant. From that point onwards, I don't know if we thought job was done. I don't know if we thought let's take the rest of the game off. I don't know if we thought, man, we're exhausted here. We're actually really tired here. I don't know what it was, but whatever it was, we decided to just take the rest of the match off. Like we weren't going to bother. We weren't going to continue to work hard like we should have been doing for the entire time. It was diabolical. It was shameful. Let me go as far as to say that it was a shameful performance. What I was watching it, I was getting more and more uneasy to the point where I actually ended up giving myself a headache because I was under so much stress. Tweeting out at halftime and tweeting out actually during the first half. If you follow me on Twitter and if you want to see the tweets, just follow me at Colossal Chid, by the way. Quick plug for my Twitter. I remember tweeting out during the game, this ain't a fun game to watch. And we're winning. But this ain't a fun game to watch. I've heard people say that they felt that we were in control in the first half and, they were never really concerned. I never got that. I never got that at all. And don't get me wrong, egg is on my face right now because I was the idiot that thought we'd win. I actually thought we'd do some dumb shit like lose to Everton and then beat City. Hence the title of my video right now. I should have known my team better. I should have known these idiots better. When the pressure is on, they can't play. And the pressure was on. It was on for Everton. And then after the Everton crap, it was definitely on for the City game. The City game, we had to perform. Dare I say it, we had to beat them. We had to beat them to show that we are about this life. And I said that at the very start of the week. Are we really about this? Like, when the chips are down and the title's on the line, are we about this? And we show we're not. We show this same old shit. And you know what? It might come across to non-Arsenal fans and to pundits and to whoever, and particularly to media who like criticizing Arsenal fans, that, you don't know how well we've got it, and you don't know how well, fancy criticizing Venom for always guiding you fourth. I would love our team to finish fourth. You don't understand. You don't understand because you're looking from another place, or you're a team who obviously wishes one day that they get to finish up in fourth place. If you're one of those teams, you can't talk to us because you don't understand what it's like. And I said this on the Arsenal fan review, and I'll say this again. For me personally, I would rather we take a step back in order to take 3 steps forward. Because at the moment, I don't know what the hell is going on at our club, where every year we make the same mistakes. And the problem is that people say, it's the best squad that Wenger has ever assembled. Okay, can you tell me why we're 4th place then? That's the thing. Sometimes when you replace the equipment in a car, when you replace the tools and you replace the equipment of the car and you still can't find the fault, maybe the fault is with you. I'll give you an example right now. Right? This is my phone. I'm trying to desperately nurse this phone to next year when my upgrade is due. Right? Now, I don't really like to admit this, but I'll be honest. Sometimes I can be clumsy, right? Last year, I had a hoodie where I put my phone into the hoodie, and I can't even remember what I was doing. I think I was tying my shoelaces or something, right? The phone didn't particularly fall that far, but it fell. There's a flipping crack down the phone. Like most people who have a smartphone. If you have a smartphone, you'll know these cracks tend to appear, right? And then there was another particular time where I think I was running for something. I think I was late for work. I know, my big ass running, but it's true. I was running for something, and then the phone fell like that. Now my excuse is, you know what? I need to just stop fucking with Samsung because they make fragile phones. Doesn't matter what case you have on it, they're fragile phones. This, that, and the other. This is legitimately my 4th Samsung. I'm quite a Samsung loyalist. This ain't me plugging Samsung. I'm just saying I'm quite a Samsung loyalist. Some people are iPhone people. I'm a Samsung guy. Right? I think maybe last year. Sorry, no, not last year. 2 years ago, I had a different phone that was not Samsung. Was not a Samsung. It was like I can't remember what it was. No, sorry, not 2 years ago. Sorry, 4 years ago. It was not a Samsung. It was a smartphone, but it was quite a bricky smartphone. It was a white phone. Well, boys, if they're watching this video, they'll know exactly the phone I'm talking about. Not a particularly good-looking phone, right? The same stupid thing happened. At some point, you have to look at yourself and think to yourself, maybe I'm a clumsy motherfucker. If I keep smashing my phone, it can't be the phone's fault. Maybe it's my own punk ass for not holding onto the phone properly or looking after it the way I should. The reason I use this example is every year we seem to make the same mistakes. And people leave and people go, or people compliment us about how brilliantly talented our squad is. And when they want to play, they are a brilliantly talented squad. They are. They are. In spite of what I said yesterday, we have problems, in my opinion. But the squad as a whole is a talented squad, right? At some point, you have to say to yourself, all right, well, players come and go, and most people would agree that we have a talented squad. What is the one constant that is always there in each and every single one of those squads? It's banger. It is. How on earth you can be in a position where, in my opinion, I felt we were lucky 1-0 up. I've heard people say we played well. So, 1-0 up. Somehow, some way. So, as a manager, you think to yourself, all right, look, let me get these guys in, and whatever the fuck is happening, get there first half, fired up, ready to go, ready to beat Man City, ready to compete at least against Man City. What was it? 60 seconds in, Sane comes up and scores. Now, right, the goal was offside. Why the fuck is he even in that position? That's what I don't understand. How did the ball even get there? Is my question. Yeah, all right, the linesman fuck up. I'll tell you what, linesmen fuck up every single week. So we can't use that as an excuse. How does that even happen? And then you think to yourself, all right, we've been stupid here. Let's just see if we can consolidate ourselves a little bit, try and get a grip of the game, find a little 20-minute spell where you know we're going to have the ball at some point, and then try and put pressure on them, and maybe, just maybe, because let's face it, I don't care about yesterday's game. City's defense is just as shit as ours. Let's have it right. They are just as shit as ours. We had chances to go 2 or 3 up in the first half, which is probably why people think we played well. Don't get it twisted. Those were only 2 or 3 chances in that first half, right? They're just as shit as ours, right? And for some reason, it never happened. We never, at any point during the course of the game, got a grip of the game. It was very clear from the outset that we were trying to deploy the same tactics that we did 2 years ago. But 2 years ago, I felt a lot more calm and confident. Mind you, the stats in that game, they had 70% of the ball 2 years ago. But in this game, you were watching it and you just thought something bad is going to happen. Comfortable, I don't feel confident. Something bad is going to happen. Because in that previous game 2 years ago, you have Santi and you had Coquelin, and they both knew what they were doing. In this game, you had Coquelin, who I won't criticize too much because I actually thought he was one of the better players. But he, at sometimes, was more advanced than Alexis. And you're thinking, so what are you doing all the way up there? And don't tell me that this was in an effort to try and get the goal. Motherfucker, we're still 1-1. Why didn't you do your first role first? Your defensive role first. And then if it's in the last 5-10 minutes of the game and you're trying to chase a goal, then I understand. But it's not like Coquelin ever contributes anything good offensively. So what on earth are you actually doing all the way up there? Is what I don't understand. So he does that. And then you have Xhaka, who I don't know what the fuck has happened to Xhaka in the last couple of games. I don't know if he's tired. I don't know what the hell is wrong with him. All of a sudden can't seem to keep the ball. He's lunging, and this lunging crap that he always does pisses a lot of Arsenal fans off. There was not the same dominance that he usually has on the ball. There was nothing there. It was poor. And that's for fucking Mesut Ozil. Oh my goodness gracious me. Me, I'm trying to hold my tongue. Deep down, that Lee Gunner is 100% absolutely correct in his criticism of Ozil. Not because he doesn't believe in Mesut, or he might not after this league. Not because he doesn't believe in Mesut, but because he knows deep down somewhere there is a world-class player in there. But his frustration with Mesut is the frustration I had with Mesut at the very beginning. Is that for some unusual reason, he doesn't produce it the way a £42.5 million signing should produce. For me, that doesn't make you immune to criticism because you cost 42.5 million. And that's the thing that people love about Alexis. As far as I'm concerned, if Alexis is demanding 300 million, pay him the damn 300 million. Because the one thing I would say about Alexis, for me, I have criticisms of Alexis. Sometimes I think he takes one or too many two touches to the ball. Sometimes you think to yourself, you just want one or two touches. Just move the ball a little bit quicker. Particularly in the second half yesterday, there were times where he received the ball and you thought to yourself, man, if you just move that a little bit quicker, maybe we would have an attack. And sometimes you dribble it for too long, or sometimes he'll overplay it, or sometimes he'll lose the ball. But there is not one single Arsenal fan that will say Alexis don't deserve an open check. Because of one thing and one thing only, the effort that man puts in to everything. And I do mean everything on that pitch. He will try anything, everything, in an effort to try and win that game. And that's the thing that people cannot understand about Ozil, because if Ozil's not creating, can you tell me what this motherfucker actually does? I actually realized that the other day, like, if he's not creating goals, or he's not scoring goals, he's not involved in some sort of goal movement, what does he actually do? What does he contribute? He doesn't rally the team. He's not a particularly quick player. He has pace, but he's not rapidly quick. He's not industrious. So you think to yourself, and you also won 300,000. Why? For what reason? Because you're a World Cup winner. So play like one. We need you in such a game where you need to step up to the levels. And listen, I'll be the first to hold my hands up. I cannot stand Aaron Ramsey. But the one thing I would say for Aaron Ramsey, that motherfucker will run and run and run and run. And maybe I don't give Aaron Ramsey credit because I don't think he's creative enough. Sometimes I think he runs like a headless chicken. But he at least will try. And there's nothing that winds an Arsenal, any football fan, more. There's nothing that winds a football fan up more when a player is not even trying. When you're not even trying, that's a problem. For me, I know this will annoy some Arsenal fans that think this is laughable. My mate Jay is one. Lee Gunner is another. But I'll say it anyway. For me, someone like a Danny Welbeck could not come back soon enough. Because at least when he's in the team, he might not be able to finish worth a damn. But first of all, we need someone to play on that left-hand side, particularly now that Ox seems like he's injured. And secondly, again, here's another one who will run and run. And for me, he has everything bar a finish. I think he has awareness. I think he's an intelligent footballer. I think he's a good dribbler. He's quick. You can't be telling me he doesn't have everything. It's just a finish. You can't finish a worth a damn. So for me, he can't come back quick enough for me because I think him, potentially Alexis, and if Ozil can fucking sort himself out, what a front three that would be. Potentially add a Theo if he can get his shit together because he has played well for large parts of the season, I will grant you. And to be fair to him, he did score yesterday, so you're probably thinking, what are you talking about? Cool. What the fuck did he do after he scored? He took the rest of the game off. He didn't do fuck all after. And that was why I was calling for Perez to start. And Colin said this yesterday, and I could not agree more. Whose dick? Like, he didn't quite put it this way, but I'm putting it this way. Whose dick does Lucas Perez have to suck to start a couple of games in a row? Because my man scored a hat trick. Not in the League Cup that we're talking about, not in the FA Cup, not even in the Premiership. He scored a hat trick in supposedly Europe's Premier League competition. And in the very next game, doesn't start. I don't think he even featured. What the fuck? If you're Lucas Perez, you're thinking to yourself, so who do I need to kill in order to start a game in this damn club? I just wish that Wenger can just sit back for a second. Because yes, people have gone nuts since yesterday. You're going to have media. I've avoided everything. One of my favorite Sky channels is Sky Sports News. The boys know this about me. My mum knows this about me. The very first thing I put on when I get back from work is Sky Sports News. I damn near live on that channel. We've avoided it for 24 hours. Right? The media are going to shit on us. Newspapers are probably shitting on us. Our own fans are shitting on us. Go on Arsenal Fan TV right now. Watch any video. I guarantee it ain't an Arsenal fan commenting. Trust me, it is Christmas come early for other football teams. They love coming in and shitting on us. And half of them are Tottenham fans. Some of them are City fans. Some of them are Liverpool fans. What it has to do with Liverpool, I'll never understand. Some of them are United fans because United like laughing at everybody else. Never mind their own situation. You know, and they're all laughing at us saying, see, they just done an Arsenal. They just done an Arsenal. And I stupidly backed the team because I thought to myself, after Everton, they'll refocus. They'll understand it's a big game. And Pep plays the type of football that suits us. But I should have known better. I should have known my team better because I know that they when it comes to things like this, when the pressure's on, and when we supposedly, didn't I say it the other day, when we supposedly play a weakened side, that's when we fuck up. Like when we're favourites to actually beat one of these damn big teams, that's when we fuck up. Wenger's record this season, DT put it up, right, on his Twitter. Let me quote him. Let me actually see if I can find it so I can quote him correctly, because I don't want to misquote it. And for me, this was more telling than absolutely anything, right? So Sky Sports News, one of the main reasons that I've avoided it is because I knew they'd be shitting on Arsenal today, right? DT put it up, right? And it's Arsenal away to the current top six. So the top six, the people who are top six at the moment. So it's Chelsea, it's Liverpool, it's the idiots down the road, it's United, and it's Paul. Did I say Paul? Paul, right? We've played 7, drawn 7. Sorry, not played 7. Played 21, drawn 7, lost 14. Do you know how many we've won? 0. We've got 7 points out of 63 in our last 21 games of the current top 6. It's a myth that we're a good away team. It's a myth. That, if that is not telling, I don't know what is. Is our title hopes done and dead? It's on a life support machine. And quite frankly, we're waiting for someone to say maybe we should turn the plug out. Maybe we should switch the light off. Maybe we should switch the machine off. Maybe a rest will do us good. I don't know. I can't really see Arsenal coming back from here, and I know a lot of you can't either. I don't particularly... normally, this is usually the point where I'd rate the entire team. I thought they were all garbage. I thought that Czech should have saved the second goal. I don't give a damn what people say about line of sight. He should have saved the second goal. Czech is poor on his near post. I don't care what anyone tells me. I thought Koscielny, Gabriel, Bellerin was at least okay. Monreal, oh my goodness. I told you guys about Monreal. Iwobi, I'll be honest. I know he's a kid, but he needs to be showing more than than we're getting right now. But he doesn't deserve this stupid abuse that I've heard that he's got. But he needs to show more than he's giving us right now. And the way you do that is by taking him out of the firing line and by starting a Perez or starting a Welbeck if he's fit and he's good enough to go. We've got a week to try and repair this bullshit. A week today to try and repair this bullshit. And maybe, just maybe, we can secure the top four. I can't, it pains me to even think about it. But maybe Wenger can just take us to the top four, bye-bye, and we need something new. Because for me, this stagnant, constantly finishing the top four and it's seen as success bullshit needs to come to an end. I'm sick of this. It's the hope that kills you sometimes. It really is. I should have known better. I should have known my team better. And my anger isn't even necessarily with the team. It's with myself. Because if, as an Arsenal fan who's gone through years of this bullshit, 12 years of this bullshit, I should know better. You should know better. I'm out of here. If you've heard me for the first time today, I noticed I've had a bunch of new followers on Twitter. Thank you, guys. You probably see me on Arsenal Fan TV. Do hit the subscribe button. Spread the word if you like what you've heard today. And you'll see me again for the preview for our next game. I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.